We get started today. If you want to be able to purchase a question or leave a donation, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wishlist all in the description box below. Thank you so much to any of you who donate to this channel or who like, share, comment, subscribe here or on my other channel. You guys really do make a world of difference. And if you guys enjoy my poems today, you can find Dee's Storytime in the description box below as well, and that's where my poems are located. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers on that channel, I am going to be holding a mystery giveaway. So like, share, comment, and subscribe over there and help me get to that goal. And thank you guys so much for that. So let's get right into what messages the universe has for us today. Follow your heart. Let thought take a back seat. No backseat drivers. So right now it is time to really listen to your heart and what your heart is wanting you to do, because magic can definitely be happening at this time. Which way now? You could have some options or choices when it comes to where you want to go, who you want to be with, who you want to be around, whatever the case may be. And there is definitely a need to make a decision here. And you're going to have to tap into your heart energy to be able to do so. There's going to be a lot of luck, a lot of blessings, a lot of abundance coming into you as you make the decision that makes you most peaceful in your life. Definitely going through a transformation, a transition where you may be going from feeling pretty plain or unseen or invisible or something like that, to really feeling like you are noticed, appreciated, and valued as you are and for the beauty that you hold inside of yourself. There's Sagittarius here, and what's funny is there's a clown in the Sagittarius card, and then there's clown games here. So you could definitely have been dealing with a lot of games from someone. Sad clown. This clown here is sad too, because he's got a tear going down his face. There may actually be somebody that was playing games with you that may be very sad now at what they lost. That could be one of the options you may be choosing between as well. It could be a choice between what you're wearing as well for some of you. I may wear 2 costumes on Halloween. Anyway, there's definitely something good coming in for you. Stability, abundance, strength. You may even be moving into a new space as well for some of you. In the past, you could have been very sad, upset, hurt, down. The song that's coming to mind right now is I Don't Get Bitter, I Just Get Better. I don't remember what it's called. It may be called Better. It may be called Bitter. I don't remember. But I don't get bitter, I just get better. And that's what's happening right now. Instead of getting bitter or upset or hurt by whatever's going on, you're just leveling up and getting better in your life. Magic happens. So listen to your intuition. The person that you are is definitely somebody who is meant to stand out and meant to shine. So allow that to come into being and try not to overthink things that are going on. I couldn't take it and was hurting so badly, but now I'm at peace and the pain is finally gone. Even though my pain is gone, it's hard to see you in so much pain. I wish I could be there to comfort you, sing to you, brush your hair, and be your shoulder. Feel me with you, and remember, with happiness, I am always with you to catch your tears. So somebody here might have actually lost a loved one who wants to get that message to them. And this could also be about a situation that fell apart. Like we were talking about a minute ago, I don't get bitter, I just get better. You're healing, you're growing, you're no longer sad, you're no longer hurting, but you may actually be feeling a little bit bad for the people that are still hurting over this situation as well. Or vice versa, if you're still hurting. A new me, at peace with myself, it feels good. Remembered where I left my go with the flow. I lost it for a bit because I was so focused on fixing everything, but no one could ever fix everything all by themselves. So, you could definitely have been in the fixer mode. The song that's coming to mind now is She's a Fixer, and she fixes everyone but herself. I don't remember how that song goes, but She's a Fixer is coming to mind. You could have been very focused on fixing things, on helping people to overcome their issues, focused very much so on fixing things between you and another person or something along those lines. And what it breaks down to is you needed to be taking care of yourself. And so you pulled your energy back, you pulled your power back, you've been taking care of yourself, you've been feeling good, you've been looking good, you've been leveling up, and you've been really taking care of business. And you may be showing people behind you how to do the same thing as well as you're doing this. And they can choose to follow or they can choose to stay stuck where they're at. But when you're there trying to fix everything, then you're choosing to stay stuck where you're at, trying to fix everything with another person instead of fixing the things you needed to work on in your own life. And so I feel like you have moved away from that energy and into this new energy of, I am not to blame for how everyone else is doing or feeling or what's going on with them. I can just take care of me and be at peace with that. This one came out recently. Stop worrying, get out more. You are enough. Possibilities await. Open up. Be yourself. Don't hide. We were talking about that a minute ago. That it's time to allow your inner being to shine and to step out of the invisibility into the spotlight without worry or fear that it's going to be a bad place to be. Know yourself. Knowledge is power. Loyalty to self first. Peace within. Balance. Calm your mind. Cleanse your energy. Guide me home. Listen to your intuition, love. Go after your dreams. Know where you belong. Peace comes to you now. Find your center. Release all your worries. Ground yourself. Open up to receiving. Cry it out if you need to. Light up your mind. It will light up your life. Find your heart space and calm your mind. So right now, there is definitely a need for you to find a peaceful space to just be with yourself and your own energy, to release all of the negative, lower vibrational energies or entities from anyone else, and call back the pieces of yourself home to you. So right now, we're just going to take a deep breath in and out. And I want you to do that a couple times with your eyes closed, in and out. And as you do that, visualize all the negative lower vibrational energy falling away from you, giving it back to the earth for healing and transformation, transmutation into new energy. And then I want you to see all of the pieces of yourself and your energy coming back home to you as balls of light, filling you up with light, joy, peace, happiness, contentment, until there's a big bright light in a big circle encompassing you. And then I like to protect that circle with a crystal ball around the outside because that's pretty impenetrable. And then little shards of mirror so that any negative energy coming my way goes straight back to the owner today. So any negative energy coming your way goes straight back to the owner today. Any negative energy coming your way goes straight back to the owner today. Any negative energy coming your way goes straight back to the owner today. And then feel how peaceful that feels after that and how much more contentment you feel in your own energy. And that's a lot of the way that you can start to sort out what is your energy and what is other people's energy. And when you start picking up too much of their energy, even just a 5-second session of that with your eyes closed for a second and just reminding yourself that you're in your own energy, releasing anything that doesn't belong to you, can actually really change the interactions that you have in your day-to-day life, because you will be making decisions based on your own energy instead of the energies of everyone around you. And it'll be a much more peaceful state of mind to be making decisions from. Arm yourself against a worldly view. What truly feels right to you? In your heart, you will find the answers that you seek in your mind. Don't overthink. Don't give in. Stand strong in the position that you're in. If you have something to say, say it. Don't worry what others think. So, back to the picture messages at the beginning. Follow your heart and let thought take a back seat. No backseat drivers. So it's time to tap into your heart and what you're feeling inside. What do you feel is right for you? What direction is best for you? Where do you feel like you should go from here? And what do you feel like would bring you the most happiness, peace, and contentment? And if there's situations that are causing you a lot of aggravation, confusion, hurt, pain, sadness, are those the best situations for you? Because if you're choosing those situations, after you already know that they're causing those issues, then you're choosing to be in that state. But if you're choosing to go with the situations that bring you more peace and contentment, joy, happiness, love, care, then you're choosing yourself and you're choosing what's best for you. Instead of choosing things based on the emotions of others, or instead of choosing things based on fear, worry, or doubt. So let's see what messages come out from the cards on that one. Transformation again. Lots of transformation is definitely coming to you right now. You are ending a lot of cycles from the past, letting go of the way things once were done, and moving into a new way of doing things. A new way filled with a lot of strength, stability, solidity. You're standing your ground when it comes to things that are important to you and when it comes to standing up for yourself. Hi, Maple 7. Nice to see you again. Really standing in your ground, or standing your ground, and in this very strong, sturdy, stable, unmovable energy. Becoming more in touch with who you are, what you want, and what you're not going to put up with. And stating it when you're not going to put up with something. 11:11 was just on the clock too. So really coming into alignment with who you are, with your path, with your purpose, with what you're here to do. You have so much strength hidden inside of you, and it's time to tap into that beautiful strength. You're also transforming the way that you view connections, and you're really coming into this energy of viewing connections as where there's supposed to be something that is both free and connected. You can have those intimate connections while still remaining free. You don't have to be trapped down, tied down, bound up in a situation for it to be love. Love can also be a very freeing experience, one where everybody has their own autonomy. Everyone has their own ability to be able to do what they're doing. And then at the end of the day, you come back together and you have things to talk about because you didn't spend every second of your day together. Things like that. Some of you may also be, the transformation could also be a move to a new place. It could be the start of a new business, or this business taking off in some sort of way. Maybe even the start of a new job position as a leader or a management in some way. There could also be something hidden as well that somebody wants to express to you about the love they have for you. Somebody may be wanting to tap into their heart space and their heart energy and to express what's going on inside of themselves that they have been having a hard time facing, let alone actually expressing. And you also may be seeing a lot of the things that have been hidden behind the scenes as well at this time, and really starting to notice some of the places that maybe you weren't seeing things in the right way. Love charm, attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner. Air, work with the element of air to cut through to the core of a situation and see the truth. Awen, 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energies, peace and harmony. So yes, there's definitely situations where you're going to be cutting through to the core of the situation, being able to see the truth of it, being able to speak the truth of it. There's going to be a lot of good communication coming in that's going to clear the air. There could definitely be a confession of some of the things that have been hidden from you as well. And there's going to be a massive balancing of the masculine and feminine energy. The moon is a very feminine card, and the emperor is a very masculine card here. You're going to really be tapping into your heart space, tapping into your intuition, your feelings, your emotions, going deep on that, and being able to be okay with those aspects of yourself. Instead of feeling like those aspects of yourself are bad in some way, you're going to be loving those aspects of yourself. You're also going to be loving those aspects of yourself that takes action and that is very thrifty. Thrifty is not the word I was looking for, but it's close enough. Resourceful. The ability to be able to turn nothing into something, the ability to be able to take charge in a situation and really make a difference in that situation through the actions that you take. Those are a lot of the things that's going to be coming in for you right now. And definitely you are attracting somebody that is going to be a good lover, soulmate, life partner, somebody that's actually going to be on your level. The way that you are transforming, the way you see yourself is going to transform what you allow in life. Since you're going to be setting your boundaries, standing your ground, and being in this very strong, immovable energy, you're going to be in that masculine energy, and you're going to be loving those parts of yourself instead of feeling like those parts are hurtful to other people. You're going to start realizing that tough love is love too, for yourself and for others. And you're really going to be attracting in different things because you're no longer going to be settling for things that you aren't really wanting, simply out of the avoiding of hurting others. So that's what I got for that first message there. And we're going to see what else the universe wants to talk about and our guides want to talk about. Quick thank you to our guides for being here to guide us through this. And if you guys wanted to be able to purchase a question or donate, you can find the Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list links in the description box below. Truly appreciate each and every one of you who does that. Thank you so much for that. And yes, you're very, very, very appreciated. Thank you. Thank you to anybody who also likes, shares, comments, subscribes. All that stuff helps as well. I got a little lost in what I was saying there for a second. Sometimes I definitely do that. And now I lost something else. All right. Someone is upset that you chose happiness and peace over their drama and chaos. You decided you were no longer a player in their game. We had clown games come up in the first little messages too. And now they are playing alone. But soon there will be a game over. They will get bored and they will get caught at it. So, you could definitely have been dealing with somebody that was playing a lot of games with you, playing a lot of games with your heart. Really not very serious about what was going on in this situation. And at the beginning of this, we were talking about you're going to have a decision to make and a choice to make between people. I don't feel like you're going to be choosing this person at all. And that could definitely be part of what's going to be very painful for this person, or what is going to smack them in the face because they're just over there playing alone instead of actually having you playing this game with them. You left the game a while ago. And this person's going to end up getting caught at whatever it is that they're doing. This actually came out on Tuesday during my free question session about a stalker as well. So there could be something to do with that too. Somebody could have been following you, keeping tabs on you in some sort of way. And they're going to end up exposing themselves. You are so shocking. You are bold and fiery. I feel hot every time I'm near you. Do you feel it too? Maybe one of us should get some balls and make that first move. Who knows? This could be something amazing. We need to leave expectations for good or bad to come at the door and get to know each other better. Easier said than done, though. Every time you're near me, I feel like a schoolboy or schoolgirl. So anxious, butterflies, and a loud, hard heartbeat as well. Maybe at some point we will be ready for the next step. I hope it helps you to know I feel this too, instead of wondering if you make the first move. Don't give up too easily. I'm a bit shy. Plus, I love the friendship that we have. It would be hard to put that in jeopardy. So, as far as the new love connection goes that may be entering your life at this time, it could definitely be something with someone who you feel very close to, who you feel a very strong friendship with. And yes, it would be hard to ruin that, but don't you want your life partner to be somebody that you have a very strong friendship with? Somebody who is your best friend? I'd want to be with my best friend forever. And that is the biggest thing that people don't realize when they're like, oh, men and women can't be friends. Well, yeah, men and women can be friends. And when you're in a partnership, in a relationship with somebody, that should be your best friend. It shouldn't be bros before hoes when you're in a fucking relationship with somebody. And that's supposed to be your best bro, regardless of whether or not they're a female, or vice versa. Regardless of whether or not they're a male, that should be your best friend. Hi, Muse. Nice to see you again. Now, that does not mean that you shouldn't have any friends outside of that. You should definitely have friends outside of that. And I don't care what sex they are. You should be free to be friends with whoever you want to be if you're in a healthy relationship. And if you're not, then that's not a healthy relationship. If there's a bunch of jealousy, possessive, controlling issues, that's not a healthy relationship. And if you can't be friends with the friends that you have because somebody's upset that there may be something going on, then that's not a healthy relationship. And vice versa. If you're getting upset over what somebody else is doing with people, then that's not a healthy relationship. If there's a reason to be upset, then you should just be leaving that relationship. And if there isn't a reason to be upset, then you shouldn't be getting upset. Hidden pain. I cry these silent tears today. Compassion has never come my way. If I'm upset, it's always crazy. All my thoughts are so hazy. I'm always there to give a hug. My heartstrings, they always tug. But on the flip side, I'm alone. No one ever enters that crazy zone. I'm treated as less for my tears or opening up and expressing my fears. It's allowed for all but me. I'm tired of not being free. Why is it okay for others to cry, but when it's me, they can't understand why? I haven't always been the best on this front. I've accused others like me of having a front, all because it was done to me. I know better now and set you free. So, as you start to accept, encompass, and love that feminine side of yourself, you are going to start to notice and see some of the toxic ways that it has been coming out in you over the years as you've been denying it. And some of those toxic ways it's been coming out could have been shaming or blaming or hurting others who were upset or crying or in their pain, in their heart, in their feelings, because you didn't feel like it was right, or because you felt like they were trying to manipulate people, or because whatever the case may be. And you could have definitely dealt with people like that yourself, which kind of pushed you into that energy of hating that side of yourself and shaming that side of yourself. But when we do that to ourselves, we project it out onto the rest of the world too. So when they say hurt people, that's exactly what it means. It doesn't mean every hurt person besides you hurts people. It means we hurt people too. When we're upset, when we're hurt, when we're down, we hurt people too. That's why I work so hard on a regular basis to make sure I'm in the best energy I can be in, because I don't necessarily want to be in that energy of hurting other people. It doesn't mean I haven't been. I definitely have been at points in my life, just like you have been. Thank you, ML. When you're ready to throw your question down there, throw it down there and I will get to it. And if anybody wants to be able to find the poems, you can find a link for Dee's StoryTime in the description box below. All my poems are on there. As soon as I get to 1,000 subscribers over there, I'm doing a mystery giveaway as well. So go over there, like, share, comment, subscribe, and help me make it to 1,000 subscribers. And thank you so much for that. New doors. Too much time wasted on fear and doubt. Turn that energy inside out. Walk away from what doesn't serve. Go on now, get the nerve. Time to take action for real. Only you can seal the deal. No more crying over the past. Sometimes things aren't meant to last. That's okay, there's something new. If you let go, it'll open for you. New doors await your release. Unworthy feelings need to cease. Time to see your worth inside. You deserve someone on your side. Others didn't see you right. Their minds trapped in the night. Rejection is protection, it is true. Because of rejection, you'll find your true crew. Regrets left in the past. You will no longer be left for last. 2/2/22. So, just a second, ML. I'm going to finish this one really quick and then I will get to your question. So, there's definitely been far too much time wasted on fear and doubt and just worry, upset, overthinking. That energy has really been crushing you for a long time. The only person that's going to be able to seal the deal is you. The only person that's going to be able to take action towards something that's real for you and that feels right to you is you. So it's time to take that action now and to stop worrying so much about whether or not it's going to work out or whether or not this is the right path. It doesn't matter. If you're choosing this path right now, this is the right path right now. Even if it doesn't end in perfection, this is the right path right now. And this is where you needed to be. And there was something that you were meant to learn or see in this situation. And when it comes to being rejected, that is definitely something that is a protection of sorts. You could definitely have been dealing with people that were stuck in their shadow side and really were having a hard time coming out of that, having a hard time opening up again. They could have been stuck in fear and overthinking and worrying about the outcome of the situation instead of putting time, energy, and effort into the situation. In which case, that's not the person you want to be with anyway, because the person you want to be with is somebody that's going to put in the time, energy, and effort. But you also have to be somebody that's going to put in the time, energy, and effort, which you can't do when you're stuck in that fear-based energy. So, ML, you're welcome and thank you so much. How will your work meeting go? And how does the person you have a crush on feel about you? Are they really trustworthy? So, how will your work meeting go? Well, apparently I'm thinking this has more to do with the second question. He came over unannounced. He said that he had to talk to me. He needs to come clean. Exposed everything, including their true feelings for me. I'm so proud of how calmly and maturely I handled this. I listened and I thought before acting. With everything out in the open, it's much easier to see the way forward. So much of my intuition has been proven right. I think it's because I said that second question last, so it tapped into that energy first. So this person definitely has very strong feelings for you, and there is going to be a moment where they express something that helps you to prove that your intuition has been right this entire time. All aboard. The blessing train has arrived, and it's time for you to receive in so many ways. Don't miss out on these exciting opportunities due to fear or being stuck in the past. The time is now for a shift. Get your mind right, get your grind right. Shift your perspective and be curious. And it seems like that one is for both of them. There's definitely a lot of blessings coming your way, a lot of abundance coming your way, a lot of good things coming your way in this situation and regarding this person. My biggest suggestion to you would be to make sure that you're focusing on those goals that you have work-wise and allowing this to just be what it is for the moment. And everything's going to come out in due time. Having that patience and that don't change the energy that you're giving them. Just, be in that same energy. Don't overgive, don't undergive. Just be at peace with the situation and how it's unfolding. One enchanted evening, the perfect night, tree of life, true wisdom, and making good choices in life. So you definitely have a lot of wisdom inside of you, and you have definitely been making some very good choices for yourself. And I feel like these choices are getting ready to culminate in something very beautiful for you and this person that you're dealing with. Definitely a lot of good energy coming in here. This person feels like you would be a good choice in their life as well. That you guys might be able to build something strong, stable, sturdy, and steady together. This person may be holding back a little bit right now, but a lot of that could be as well to be testing your patience, your resilience, and whether or not that's going to cause you to go into some areas that can be considered red flags, where you start clinging on to the situation too tightly because, they're not right there every second trying to make something out of it. They definitely feel like you're extremely strong, that you're extremely emotionally balanced and stable, and that you're also very good at being able to save and set aside things, being able to take care of you before you take care of the world around you. So let's see how your work meeting is going to go now, too. So how is your work meeting going to go? On target. Follow your ideal life path. Triple spiral. Listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. So you may learn something during this meeting that may actually make a lot of things make sense for you. And I feel like you're going to start to feel like you are definitely on the right path in some sort of way, like you're on target for where you want to go and what you want to do. Strange feelings, foreign thoughts. I am with you in the wind. I am here and you are never alone. Remember my hugs, my songs, and my love. It's still with you and in you. Spread that love wherever you go in this world. You are a beacon of hope and light, just as I was to you. Don't take this responsibility lightly. There's definitely somebody on the other side that wants to reach out to you, let you know that they're with you on a regular basis, that no matter what happens in this situation, they are going to be right there by your side. They also want you to keep in mind how they made you feel and let you know to spread that love and kindness to the world around you as well. Yeah, you may be having to tap into your compassion, your empathy, your kindness, your love, your forgiveness at this time. There could definitely be a shocking experience that happens during this work meeting that causes you to really have some foreign thoughts, some strange feelings, some things going on that you are not used to happening. There could even be some things coming back to you for the things that you have put out there. Somebody may have been watching you and all that you do for the people around you, and they may be wanting to reward you in some sort of way as well. So there could actually be some sort of recognition coming to you, or people that are wanting to do for you as you've done for other people in some sort of way. So I feel like this work meeting is going to go very good, and it's really going to help you tap into some of your feelings that maybe you have not paid attention to for a while, or some feelings that just feel very new to you. So let's see what else our guides want to talk about today. Nameless, negativity, not gonna die, nowhere, absent, nothing, heaven sent, not here, never, never ending story, alone, unavailable. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for being here today and for your purchase. So, a lot of the negative energies that you've been dealing with or that have been going on in your life are starting to end. You're starting to rewire a lot of your thinking and starting to really blossom and bloom, starting to leave behind these ways that you may describe yourself or what's going on in your life. Like, there's nothing good about my life. There's nowhere I can go. There's no one I can turn to. I'm alone all the time and everyone's unavailable. Nobody even knows who I am. If I died tomorrow, would people find me within a month? I mean, all those kinds of thoughts that may have been swirling around your head at one point in time are starting to cease, and you're really starting to focus on, see, and appreciate all the beauty around you and within you. You're starting to say, I am someone. I'm amazing. I'm beautiful. I'm wonderful. People love me. People care about me. People notice me and appreciate me and all that I do. And vice versa. I notice, appreciate, and love all the people do around me as well. Because when we're in that state of energy, we also are not seeing any of the good people around us either that actually are there. Because we never truly are alone. But sometimes we definitely do feel like we're alone so fully that we can actually manifest that into being in ways. Especially since when you're in that energy, there's not a whole lot of people that want to be around that energy. When others are in that energy, do you enjoy being in their energy? No, not really. Everybody's like, misery loves company, and I don't want to be over there with that miserable person. My oldest daughter drew this one. It's a cliff with the sea and land and sky. So you could be standing on the edge of a cliff, getting ready to take this leap, and it feels like the biggest leap of faith you've ever had to take in your life. At the end of this leap is going to be this beautiful pool of emotion, and you're not going to drown in the water. Not going to drown in the water, 'cause the good Lord ain't bringing me home. Preacher man can't save a soul like mine, because miracles are just too damn hard to find. Fear pulls you from me. My love for you is unconditional, even when you're irrational. My love for you is consistent, even when you want to quit it. It's hard for me to stand so strong as you figure out it takes so long. My heartbeat races when you are near, a distant drumming echoing fear. I want to speak so badly to you. Do you feel this same need too? When I'm near you, I think I see the same in you as is in me. I hope the waterfall comes crashing down. In your feelings, I would happily drown. I can hold your head in my lap, even if you're opposed to sap. Please, my love, come to me. Please, my love, set yourself free. 130:18. So, right now, you could be working on setting yourself free and taking that leap of faith, like we were discussing before. And it could be that someone else is getting ready to take that leap of faith where they've been overthinking things and overworking things and just worried about everything. That fear and doubt has been spreading and it has been just accumulating everywhere and messing things up so much. And now this faith, this trust, this feeling that beauty is coming into your life, regardless of what's going on around you, that is what's going to be changing things for the better and changing things in a way that causes you to be able to take that leap of faith, to take that or to have that trust in the decisions you're making, as well as that trust in the universe to not let you be swallowed alive by whatever is coming your way. Rebuilding foundations. Bloodshed, tears, ashes, and rain. Been through so much hardship and pain. Overcoming left and right. For far too long, no end in sight. World gone ashy and gray, but I live to fight another day. Slowly cleansing rain brings spring. Slowly I start to dance and sing. Colors start to light the way. A little girl's giggles and play. Swift action now comes to bring together something none will ever sever. So, you could definitely be rebuilding a lot of foundations in your life. For a lot of you, this could actually be foundations with your children as well, or children in your life. Because this is actually, I wrote this one about my children. So, there could be new foundations being built in your life. Foundations that will never be able to be torn down by anyone again. Because they're being built on solid, firm foundations. You're taking the time to build that strong cement slab beforehand and to put all the poles inside of that cement so that they aren't going to fall down and things like that. Instead of just throwing something together haphazardly and half-ass, you're actually taking the time, the energy, the effort to build something very strong, steady, stable, solid through communicating, through honesty and openness, through being able to connect intimately with each other instead of being so afraid that you can't put yourself out there. Once again, if you guys want to be able to find the poems, you can find the StoryTime in the description box below. There's a link for that, and that's where all my poems are located. On my own. Grateful for the freedom here, constant need to release fear, watched over, guided, and protected, constantly feeling intersected. Seeing light is hard at times, darkness released through my rhymes. Grateful that I am never alone, my skills and knowledge, weapons I hone. Building up my spiritual faith, always in touch with the ghostly wraith. Standing in my power now, at long last I can take a bow. No matter how hard this is, freedom is a win. Your freedom is a win. Regardless of how hard it's been the last couple years, regardless of how many connections you might have felt like were destroyed by whatever it is that you had to walk away from, your freedom is a win. Your freedom is what you won in this situation. And now you have the ability to be who you want, go where you want, say what you want. You have the ability to just be you now and to be good with that, to be okay with that, to be feeling good. And because of the energy of getting back into you and being able to express yourself freely without worries, without overthinking, without constantly wondering if it's okay that I said that or that I did that. No, you're just going to be doing things. You're going to be saying things and you're going to be okay with that. And you're going to be loving yourself regardless. And because of that, others are going to be loving you too. They're going to be loving all of you. Every aspect of you. And they're going to start bringing out those aspects of themselves that they feel ashamed of, that they feel aren't good enough, that they feel like other people have put them in a box with and made them feel the way that you used to feel about yourself. until you broke free of that. And you have a lot of people that are inspired by your actions, that are following in your footsteps, and that are really going to be leveling up thanks to you taking that initiative and leveling up in your own life and taking that leap of faith and trusting yourself to be able to be on your own while doing this, and knowing that even if those people never came back into your life, that you would be okay, because what you were doing was what was best for you. And now you're showing others to do what is best for them too. Instead of feeling like they always need to be there to fix others or to care for others, especially if they are your children and they're there to care for the other partner, or your partner, the other parent. They're going to realize that, you know what? I want to be around the person that actually cares for themselves, so I don't have to take care of them all the time, so that they can take care of me a bit, because I'm the fucking kid and I'm not supposed to have to be responsible for everyone around me all the time. I was kind of an adult from like 10 years old on myself, so yeah. I finally found some of my inner child and brought it back out again over the last couple of years, but it was hard because I had been so responsible for so long for everything that it was hard bringing that side of myself back out again. You have been on this journey for so long, tired, weary, head hung low. Keep going and find that spark of hope. Look for the good. Look for the light. Sometimes we have to actively seek it out because it's so drowned out in the shadows. Know those shadows will clear away again, as they always do. Those things that you avoid, you will know will be good for you. Do them. Those things you avoid that you know will be good for you, do them. So say you're going, okay, I woke up today and I really don't feel like doing anything. I had plans to take a nice walk, and I had plans to write. I had plans to draw. I had plans to paint, or I had plans to go and hang out with my friends. I had plans to go down to the bar, even if I'm alone, and just have a drink or two, see who I can meet, what I can do, have a good time, things like that. And then you're like, oh no, I don't feel like doing that today. I'm just going to lay in bed today because you know what? That's all I feel like doing. And some days, yes, it's good to just take that time to lay in bed. But if you've been laying in bed for 2 weeks now, no. You know what's going to be good for you, and what's going to be good for you is getting your ass out of that bed and going to do the things that you know you enjoy doing, that are going to bring you that happiness, that joy, that inspiration, that motivation again, that's going to build you up and make you feel good. Do those things, because that's what you need to be doing right now. And that's what will pull you up out of the shadows into the light. Know those shadows will clear away again. And as they do, those things are, as they always do. Take a walk by moon and sun. Try hard to find the fun. Leave behind all pain and worry. Trust me, dear, there's no hurry. Don't let yourself fall too far. Remember who you really are. All you've been through to this date, there is nothing here to hate. Reparent you by taking care. Get up and do your hair. Put on something nice to wear. Get out of the house without a care. Depression is no fun, I know. Only you have the power to let it go. Each and every one of us has that power inside of us. They tell you that you have no power. They tell you you can't do anything about it. They tell you their pills in a bottle are going to make you better when they don't. It makes you worse, and it steals every ounce of emotion you have inside of you, not just the sadness. It steals the fun too. It steals the joy and the happiness and the goodness too. It stops you from singing in your car where you once might have been doing that, because it puts a fucking comforter over all of your emotions, every last one of them. What does work is taking care of yourself, loving yourself, having fun, enjoying life, getting out, doing things. Taking care of yourself in the ways of taking a shower, brushing your hair. When you look good, you feel good. It's not a pride thing. It's not a vanity thing. It's when you put care into yourself, you feel like yourself is worthy of care. And so you feel much better because of it. So do those things now that help you to feel better about you. And pull yourself out of it. Take your fucking power back from the pharmaceutical company and show them just what you can do about depression that they told you you couldn't. Kind of like with addiction, where they tell people, oh, if you're an addict, you'll always be an addict. There's nothing you can ever do about it. No. There are plenty of people who stop their addiction and then who can go back and they can have a couple drinks and be just fine and go back to normal life tomorrow. They can have a couple drinks every couple months and still go back to normal life tomorrow because they finally actually overcame the addiction. They are not an addict anymore, even if they once were. It's because they went and fixed the root problem at the core of the situation. Even though everybody in this world told them there's nothing that they can do about it and they would always be like that, they didn't listen, and they chose to dive into themselves and fix what needed to be fixed inside themselves. So they weren't trying to bury it with outside substances. I hate when they take people's power like that by telling them crap like that. It pisses me off a lot, actually. Triple moon. Embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly. I could have just did things the way my whole family has, with pharmaceuticals, drugs, and alcohol. But no, it's not what I want to do. Protection. Strong protective magic for the family and the home. So, by embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly, by realizing that I am a human being, but I am also a great creator. But I'm a human being. So, I am not some perfect being, and I don't need to be either. In order to be a creator, you don't have to be some perfect being. You're going to be creating no matter who you are. Even the most evil of evil people are creating parts of this world around us. So the ability to manifest isn't just there because you're a good person either. But also, good people have bad in them, and bad people have good in them. We're all people. We all have both a shadow side and a light side, and accepting both aspects of yourself, and then also accepting the fact that you are a divine being, is something that's very important for being able to create the life that you desire. Because you have so much more power within you than this world would like you to think you do. Kind of like that message earlier that said, stay away from a worldly view. That's one of those worldly views that you should definitely stay away from. The view that you have no power, you're helpless, that you have to rely on everyone else to make sure that you're okay, when in all actuality, it's all inside of you to be able to do that. You definitely have a lot of people on the other side in your corner as well. Spiritual protection from your angels, your guides, from your ancestors. Me personally, my ancestors are the ones I feel closest to. They're with me all the time. And there have been times that they have sent me messages, like my dad, one of his favorite shows was Sopranos, and his name was Tony. And so a few months ago, there was somebody that was talking mad shit about me, a guy. And he started sending me these messages. The first one that popped up was where Tony's daughter is sitting in a restaurant and some guy says something fucked up to her about, oh, it must be really fun to be your dad and get to tuck you in at night. Oh, you got something white on the corner of your mouth there, and all kinds of other nasty shit. And so she goes and she asks her dad, do you know this guy? And he's like, why? And she's like, oh, he just said some things to me. And he's like, what'd he say to you? And she pretty much just told him something about being your dad must be great, getting to tuck you in at night. And he went and he broke that guy's teeth out of his face. And my dad's like, that's the way I handle shit, whether you like it or not. And fine, Dad, fine. Be that way. But I don't have to like it and I don't have to acknowledge it either. But there's definitely a lot of protection for you on the other side, watching over you, guiding you, and there for you in your corner. You may feel like there is people out for blood or people that are just really looking for a weakness so they can jump on it in some sort of way. You may even feel like a partnership of yours in some way is being attacked. Know that it will be protected. Also know that if the people involved in a situation cannot handle what's coming in from the outside, then how can they handle the harder problems together? So when it comes to things falling apart because of outside influences affecting it, that wasn't something that was going to be able to survive anything anyway. So being able to let go of those situations is very important for being able to call in something that is more for you. As you embrace yourself more fully, as you There's definitely a lot of people that are watching this collective today that are getting ready to go into some really good relationships because of all the work that you have been doing and because of all the work that you continue to keep doing, because of your ability to pull yourself out of any kind of passive aggressive energy, any kind of attack first and ask questions later kind of energy, any kind of overly defensiveness that you may have stepped into from not protecting your boundaries for so long. You're pulling yourself out of all of that, and as you do this, you are creating a much better life for yourself and much better people to be around you in this life. And some of you could even honestly be putting together a relationship from the past with a better foundation and better results coming from it as well. You know me in talking about reconciliations when it comes to partnerships and relationships, but there could definitely be somebody here getting ready to go into a reconciliation with an ex. When I actually hear that, I will say it. But when I'm hearing, get the fuck away from that person, I will say that too. Manifestation. It's not something that you do in a blink of an eye. It's not like a magician in a movie. The magician uses balance of mind, body, heart, and soul. He is practical, plans, works hard, makes decisions, and acts on them decisively. She is solid, committed to their goals. She puts her passions and emotions in all of her works. The creator creates, but it's through rigorous processes of mastering those abilities and putting them to use. He also uses imagination, mind's eye, and intuitive abilities. She is patient, yet determined and motivated. She not only goes after her opportunities, but also creates them. He works smart and hard. It won't be overnight. It will take patience, trust, perseverance, and faith. Give your creations time. After all, the journey is the best part. And once again, embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly. This would be embracing the divine aspects of yourself because you are a creator who can create the life that you want, the life that you deserve, the life that you believe that you are worthy of. But you have to believe that you're worthy of it. And then you have to put in the work, the energy, the time, the effort to learn, to grow, to gain the skills and knowledge and wisdom necessary, and also to be able to have faith, trust, and patience with your seeds growing as they've been planted. A farmer doesn't plant his seeds and then go out the next day and there's a crop. He has to wait all damn year until that crop is ready to be reaped. And he has to put in that time, that effort, and that energy throughout that entire process, along with the faith, the patience, the trust, and the commitment. And if that first crop fails, does he just walk away? Or does he try again? Because if he walks away, then he'll never have a harvest. But who knows, if he tries again, he may have the biggest harvest of his life. Time to care for you as only you can. You put so much effort into caring for everyone else. Why not do the same for yourself? It's time for self-love and self-appreciation. Notice all that you do and give yourself a thank you. And then take a well-deserved break. Pat yourself on the fucking back. Be proud of you. Congratulate yourself because you have been leveling up and leveling up and leveling up. And you deserve the credit for everything that you have been doing. Once you give that to yourself, it's going to start pouring in from the outside as well. Because even if it did come in from the outside, if you haven't given it to yourself, you'll never see it. So even if it's coming in right this minute, if you have not acknowledged yourself and given it to yourself, you're not seeing it. So it's time to acknowledge you and to really give yourself a big thank you and tell yourself that you're doing an amazing job and that you deserve everything coming your way. Because you do. You deserve everything that you have worked so hard for. I'm freeing myself more and more every day in so many ways. I don't worry so much about the ones I haven't yet. Affirmations can help so much. When you start getting hard on yourself, start to think of all the ways that you are doing good. You are an amazing person in so many ways. Take your power back. Don't seek your validation from the outside of all that you are inside. See those beautiful things and don't let anyone make you feel like you need their approval of who you are. Just be you, the amazing you that your higher self wants you to see. If I was seeking my validation from the outside, I wouldn't be here today. Because the validation I got from the outside was you're an evil person working for the devil, and you're a lazy piece of shit bum who doesn't belong in this town, and all kinds of other nasty ass shit. Just nasty ass shit. You're never going to be able to make anything of yourself, and you should just go get a minimum wage job because at least then you'd be making money. And blah, 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 fucking nasty shit. And instead of that being my mindset, I get to choose my mindset. And it is harder, or it is easier said than done. I understand that completely, because it is. And yeah, there was times that affected me a bit more than it does these days. But how you feel about yourself is the most important part. The reason it was affecting me like it did back then is because I kind of felt that way about myself. After all, I was raised Christian, even if, you know, my mom was a Jack Mormon and I went to whatever church I went to when I was a kid. I went to all different kinds of churches. But still, at the end of the day, the majority of the religions I knew around me and the majority of the people I knew around me were all Christian, of one shape, form, or another. It's all the same damn thing, and it all spun off of Catholic anyway. So all the other Christian religions that hate Catholics and, oh, they're evil, you know what? Your fucking religion came from their religion. You took what you wanted of their religion and made your own religion. And then left out the parts you didn't want. Catholic was the very first Christian religion. And for a long time, the only Christian religion. And then the pagans that they killed to destroy them and their religion made new religions that were somewhat pagan and somewhat Christian. Fuck, dude, wow. You feel it? Fucking stunned, feeling different. Like, what in the hell is happening? So, there is definitely going to be some shocking surprises in how you're feeling and the way that you're viewing things. And you just may be saying fuck off to everyone around you and just doing what you're wanting to do, regardless of how crazy or weird or different it looks. You're really going to be feeling like you shine and like you're a star and like you deserve to be seen and heard as your most truthful and authentic self. New life, another face, searching for another place. In the past, we might have known. From the coop, we might have flown. Now it's new from the start. Putting together is an art. Reaching back through time and space, patterns as intricate as the finest lace. Seeing truth in every look, confidence that was took. Lies before us now will flee. Truth is something all will see. 7/27/22. So, there's definitely a new life that is coming in for you. For some of you, this is going to be a situation where you are going to be repairing things with past people. And for some of you, it is a situation where you're going to be building new things with new people and putting together, instead of breakup being an art, putting together is going to be being an art right now. You're really going to be doing whatever needs to be done to make sure things go as smoothly as they do. As you are getting to know people and opening up and really building something, you're going to be building it on a very strong, stable, and solid foundation, growing something that is actually going to last a very long time, because there's going to be a lot of effort and attention to detail put into it as you're growing it. Fire. The element of fire heralds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. Successful career. A happy working environment, pay raises, and promotions. And because you're no longer feeling like you need to be validated from the outside, because you're no longer feeling like you are unworthy, or you're feeling more like you are amazing, wonderful, like you have something to offer to the table, you're going to be demanding more from the table as well. You're not just going to be giving everything you are away, and you're really going to be creating something very beautiful for yourself. You're going to be being paid what you're worth. You're not going to be being taken advantage of anymore. You're not going to be being used or abused anymore. You're really going to be living a different life than the one you lived before. And all those people that are like, oh, you're victim shaming by telling people that the choices they make create those scenarios, You're wrong. I'm accountability giving, because you know what? When you're choosing to stay with somebody who's beating the living fuck out of you every day, you're choosing that. It doesn't matter what the other options are. The other options are shitty. I get it. You're scared, you're worried, you're afraid for your life. You feel like if you leave, they're just going to drag you back and it's going to be much worse. I know, I get it. I've been in abusive situations. At the same time, you still have a choice on whether or not you're going to stay there or walk away. So you could walk away at any time. And when you're choosing to stay there, you're choosing to believe that this is your worth, this is your value, this is where you belong, and you deserve everything that's going on. And when you decide to walk away from that, you're telling yourself and your inner child, you do not deserve this. This is not okay treatment. This is not okay behavior. This is not what I want in my life. And it doesn't even matter what I have in my life, because anything is going to be better than this. And you'd be telling yourself exactly the right fucking shit. 100% right. So yes, the choices you make affect it very deeply, and everything is a choice. I've known people who made the choice to leave the abuse that I went through as a child, where I made the choice to stay. I made the choice to stay in a home where I was being molested. And yeah, it was from 10 to 13. So where the fuck are you going to go at 10 to 13? But there have been people who have left that same choice, had that same choice, and walked away because they did not want to be there, because they didn't want to be being abused anymore. And even the ones who were selling themselves to survive, they still felt better because they were in control of that more than they were in their own home. Fire ant, octopus, and the fish. Instead of holding on so tightly to things that are in front of you, you're really going to be more willing to let them go and release them, allow them to play out the way that they're going to play out. Instead of feeling like you need to argue all the time or fight all the time, you're just going to be like, you know what? I don't need this shit. I don't need anything in my life right now that isn't bringing me peace or prosperity, and I'm just going to bow out of this. Throw the game to get the win. There's a poem on my other channel, D's Storytime, that's called Throw the Game to Get the Win. And that's what you're going to be doing. You're just going to be like, nah, I'm good. I don't feel like it. Nope. You're going to be going with the flow more, and you're going to be fighting against the flow when it's the right time to be fighting against the flow. Standing your ground when it's necessary, but allowing things to fall away when it isn't. And you're really going to be in a very balanced energy as well when it comes to this. Yeah, standing strong on your own. No longer worried about the gossip or the drama or the chaos or the people trying to tear you down or bring you down or any of the annoyances. I have some ants in this house, and they're the most annoying little shits on the planet, besides flies. Flies and ants are like the two most annoying things ever. But you're no longer going to be paying attention to those annoyances like that. You're no longer going to be giving it your time, your energy, your effort. You're going to really be feeling like you are okay without it. Like it doesn't even matter what's going on in their petty little games and bullshit and drama that they got going on over there. I'm good. I don't need that in my life. You're going to be feeling like you can stand strong on your own. You're going to have a lot of self-respect. You've been building this self-respect, this self-love, this self-care, this strength within you that is allowing you to feel free, strong on your own. Like you can stand on your own 2 feet, and there's nothing that could ever tear you down. You're moving forward, and you are creating so much abundance, fertility, and growth in your life, especially on the finances and career sector. That is really going to be taking off for you, and it's going to be moving very quickly forward. In the past, there may have been a lot of arguments. There may have been a lot of drama, a lot of chaos, a lot of bullshit, a lot of pettiness. But you're sitting in the driver's seat now, and all of that arguing is done. It's over. There's going to be a lot of happiness. There's going to be a lot of joy. You're steering this and driving this and really getting in touch with both your shadow side and your light side so that you can follow your intuition towards the best area and in life for you. You're the new classic, fantastic. You're the new PYT. Stands for pretty, young, and taking on the world from the driver's seat. That's from another Cinderella story. They do actually have that on YouTube if you wanted to watch it. I really enjoy that movie. God, her stepmom is so awful in that movie. So are her stepsisters. They're all just kind of awful. Really, really awful. So, let's see what else the universe has to talk to us about today. This one was actually written by a friend of mine. And it was kind of this thing where she was like, you know, this is what you made me think of. And I wanted to put it down and voice it and then have you read it and see what you thought about it. And she ended up forgetting it at my house. Tips for taming your temper. Think before you speak. It's easy to say what you will regret later on. Take a few minutes to collect your thoughts before saying anything. Allow others involved to do the same thing. 2. Once calm, express your anger. As soon as you have a clear thinking process, express your frustrations in an assertive but non-confrontational way. State your concerns and your needs clearly and directly without hurting others or trying to control them. And sometimes, no matter what you say to people, it's going to hurt. And tough love is love too. So, you know, there are times where what you are saying is going to hurt people. But it's the intentions behind it as well that matter the most. And it depends on whether or not you're angry, because your anger can be used in a way to create fucking amazing and beautiful changes in this world. If it wasn't for people's anger, women in this country would still be getting raped daily and nobody would give a flying fuck. They would still be killing their wives for whatever grievance they think they caused them, like they do in some of the Muslim countries still today. That would still be going on here if it wasn't for people's anger. If it wasn't for people's anger, children would still be getting beat on street corners, and people would be cheering it on like it was a good thing, when it isn't. That's what anger does in this world when it's channeled in an appropriate way. When you have faced that shadow side and you've gone, yes, I am an angry person. Yes, I do have anger inside of me. That anger is for a reason. But how do I want to express that anger? Do I want to express that anger by throwing it up on everyone around me? Or do I want to express that anger by channeling it into something that gives it purpose, meaning? Something that can change this world and make a greater impact? Because that's what you can do with anger. And these tips for taming your temper are something that can really help with that. She's a very intelligent person. Very intelligent. A mother's love. You don't see the love that I pour. You don't look back as you run out the door. Blinded to the light I bring, unimportant is the song I sing. But here I am every day, still trying to have my say, trying to pour love down your throat, hoping that some will stay and coat. I love you, beautiful child of mine. I hope someday you see the sign. 1/8/22. Isn't that just the anthem of every mother? And in some ways it's good, and in some ways not so good, because, you know, you can't control your children. You can't force them to be who you want them to be, or think how you want them to think, or to see you in any way. They're going to see you however they see you. They're going to behave how they're going to behave. They are going to be their own person, and that's just the way it is. But at the same time, what you can do is you can be that love. That love that loves them unconditionally as themselves, that doesn't expect them to change or be anyone else or be anything else in order for you to give them that love, that kindness, that care, that gentleness, that beauty. And that's not just with your children, that's with people. With people. Because at the core of things, a lot of people are still children. There's a lot of people that have never been raised, and no, it's not our responsibility to raise them, but who's gonna? For one thing. For another thing, sometimes when you have that tough love with those people and you say something to them like their mother might have said to them, sometimes it'll make the biggest change in the fucking world. There was a kid recently, he was about 15 years old. He accosted me near my RV and asked me if I wanted to drop to my knees for him for $100. And I did. It's a good thing I took a breath before I said what I had to say. Let me tell you. Because it came out a whole hell of a lot nicer than it could have. But I did make him cry. And after I made him cry, I hugged him. and sent him on his way. Because he don't know no fucking better. Especially not being raised in this town. He don't know no better. Taking advantage of people in that position is something that a lot of people around here would like to do. And I've had to tell 45-year-old men the same damn thing as what I told that 15-year-old. I've had to tell 67-year-old men who are trying to make me feel guilty about using age as a reason to turn them down that, you know what? If it's not about age, then why aren't you going after women your own fucking age? And it is about age when you're the same age as my fucking childhood molester. I'm sorry, but that is not okay. And it's fucking disgusting, honestly. It's disgusting that you would even come and try to get with me when you're fucking 35 years older than me. Give me a fucking break. And at the same time, I know there's people who have relationships like that in this world. But that's not something for me. And you're not going to fucking emotionally manipulate me or try to fucking guilt me or shame me for turning you down when you're not even going for the women your age, but you want to make me feel like, oh, age shouldn't be a thing. And you're a horrible person because you're using age as a reason to turn me down. Well, you're using age as a reason to come after me. Looks, age. You're definitely not looking at who I am, because if you were looking at who I am, you would have already known not to even come to me with that bullshit. So I'm not going to feel guilty about that. And you shouldn't either when it comes to telling people how you feel and what you want and what you don't want. That's how you get what you want, is by refusing to settle for shit that you don't want and refusing to allow yourself to be put into circumstances that you don't want to be in. And you can't always help it, no. But there's a lot of times that you can help it. When you can make the choices that are best for you. Think simple. Seems simple. Uncover your heart. Dedicated. No more self-hate or self-harm. Just go with the flow. Stop the sabotage. No more drowning. Which is taking me back to not going to drown in the water. Reminder, you need love too. Who are you? Who am I? We are who we are. Believe that you are for a reason. Are you what they did to you? Are you what they dictate or what you feel to be true? Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Always do your best as you. Always do your part. I'm Still Standing by Elton John. I'm still standing after all this time. And there's nothing that anybody can do to tear me down or knock me on my knees, because I am still standing after all this time. People feel very loved and cared for in your energy. You make most people feel very at home. Your optimism and joy spreads a lot of love and light to others around you. Low vibe people may feel your energy gets on their nerves or aggravates them because they are stuck in despair, self-pity, hurt, anger, bitterness, jealousy, envy, or lack instead of the energy of love. So, when it comes to feeling the people's energies around you, when those energies are feeling off, it feels uncomfortable. It feels like those people are directing hate at you or anger at you or bitterness or jealousy or resentment or whatever the fuck else. Don't feed into it. Don't give into it. Stay in your own energy. Pull your energy back. Detach yourself from that person's energy. Do that little thing that we did earlier, the visualization technique, where you allow all that negative energy to wash off of you and call back your energy to yourself and protect your energy. Be in your energy when you're around that. And know that just because those people are feeling that way does not make you a bad person. There's plenty of people that feel good around you. And those people that are feeling good around you when you're loving yourself are people who are loving themselves more. That does not mean that those people that are feeling those low vibes around you like that are bad people. That just means that they're hurt people. They are people that are stuck and trapped in their own misery, and they are having a hard time finding their way out of that. And because you have, that's where their negative energy is directed at. But that does not say anything about you. It says something about them. Somebody the other day was talking about how I was like, oh, you decided to dye your hair today. She's like, well, yeah, I had to. I start my job tomorrow. And she's like, and my hair was looking like that shitty hair right there, and pointing at my hair. And so I needed to get my hair done. And I was like, well, it's nice to know that you feel that way about yourself when you let your hair go for a couple weeks without dyeing it, but I don't feel that way about my hair. My hair looks fucking awesome right now. Thank you. I enjoy my hair, whether it has some roots that are 2 inches long or not. It's all projections when people are sending that shit your way, and you choose whether or not you let it in. I wasn't like, oh, my hair is so shitty looking and I need to go fix it right now. No. Although I will say it did remind me that I've been putting off getting it done for the last 2 weeks because I have just had a lot on my plate. So, I made some time out to take care of myself and get that shit done. But my hair looks fucking awesome regardless of whether or not I let it go for a little while. Either way, it doesn't have nothing to do with looks when it comes to shit like that anyway. You are so beautiful. I am beautiful. I am sweet. Knowing me is such a treat. I am smart, kind, and caring too. But you make me feel so blue. Time for a change, a nice retreat. I'm unwilling to fill that seat. I need to rewire, get some rest, so that I know I deserve the best. Stomp out those mean voices inside. Time to heal. Enjoy the ride. 3-2-21. So, rewiring. Once again, we've been talking about rewiring a lot today. Being able to fill your head with positive thoughts about you, positive thoughts about the world around you, positive thoughts about the people around you, even the ones that are in that low vibrational energy. Being able to see the world with the eyes of love, and being able to drop that hate, whether it's self-hate, world hate, people hate, whatever hate. I hear so many people that are like, I hate people. I hate people. I hate people. I hear that a lot. And I'm like, I can fully understand and appreciate that. Yep, I used to say that a lot. I used to be in that very energy right there. And so, I fully get that feeling. But anymore, the thing that I say is I love people. I love people. And yeah, there's some shitty ass people out there doing some shitty ass things. I don't care. I love people. Fuck, even somebody that I found the truth out about recently, I still helped him when he needed some help yesterday and was talking to him about some of the things that he's got going on. Exactly, Maple 7. I'm sure most of the people on this channel have at some point said that. I just hate people because we all have such big hearts and so much kindness, love, caring, empathy, and understanding within us. Most of the time, empaths are made through abuse. That's just the way it is. They're made through abuse. And it's because they were made to believe that everyone else's emotions around them were caused by them. So they needed to walk on eggshells to make sure that they didn't shift anybody's emotions around them because it's going to be their fault if they do. And they should have known better than to do that. And so then they got to learn how to put up those boundaries, and they got to learn how to be like, hey, your emotions aren't my fault. I'm sorry, but that's something you're dealing with, and you need to go deal with it on your own. You need to take care of it yourself because this is not mine to hold. And so it's easier to just not be around people or to say you hate people or to separate yourself from the world than it is to put those boundaries up after being trained to not have any boundaries and to give everything you are to everyone around you, and believing that if you don't do that, you're not a good person. And then you also believe the rest of the world, if they're not doing that, they're not a good person. But no, it's not that they're not a good person. It's just that they are not responsible for your emotions, just like you're not responsible for theirs. Someone is looking for a come up. Don't let others take advantage of what you have to offer. Hobosexual, someone who gets in relationships for the sole purpose of a place to stay. As Virgos generally think, trust but verify usually fits Cancers pretty well too. Check your sources, ask questions, don't allow them to pull the wool over your eyes. Remember as well that some like to cause problems where there are none. Check your sources too. A lot have said similar about me, but I'm a demisexual as an empath. I'm also a sapiosexual. There is always love for all. intelligence, and emotion. Those are two of the biggest things for me. But there could definitely be somebody around you right now looking for a come up. So make sure that you are not allowing people to take advantage of you and what you have to offer. Make sure that your boundaries are in a good spot, especially since we were just talking about the empath thing, because, at times you can really feel very strongly for a person and give much more than you should be. So make sure that you're giving in a moderated way, and make sure that when you're giving, it's coming back to you too. Breaking bad habits, self-acceptance, excellent mental health, and letting go of vices. There could also have been people that may have been spreading some rumors about you, trying to take advantage of others or trying to use others for a come up in some sort of way. That could be what that is about too. And just know that those things will be exposed through time, because people will see who you actually are and that you're nothing like what was described, if that's the case. But either way, accepting yourself as who you are, taking care of your mental health, and letting go of the things that are not serving you or your highest good is going to be very important and effective for you at this time. Dragonfly, you bring light to the world. Dragonflies also represent reconciliation. There's been a lot of reconciliation energy throughout this reading as well. There is definitely some situations, people, things like that that are going to be coming back together in your life, and those foundations are going to be built on a much stronger, more solid position than they were in the past. Something that won't be able to be taken down or torn away again. Something that's going to be real, and something that's going to be very strong, long-lasting, solid, and stable. And a lot of that is going to be because you've been breaking some of the bad habits that you have when it comes to not taking care of your mental health, when it comes to falling into a spiral of depression and not doing the things that will help you work your way out of that, when it comes to falling into addictions or codependencies, whether that's on people, food, drinks, alcohol, both of those, because soda can be one too, coffee can be one too, drugs, anything like that that you maybe had a codependency on in the past that maybe you were doing in excess, because none of those things are bad when they're in moderation, but when they're in excess, then they become bad. And a lot of empaths, one of the strongest addictions that they have to break is people. And that's because they have been taught to cling on to people. They've been taught to be there to take care of everything for those people. They've been taught to pay attention to every single emotional shift in those people and to make sure to moderate themselves to match that and things like that. So people can be a very strong addiction too when it comes to being an empath. That's one of my stronger addictions I had to deal with. Eagle. Dolphin. Yes, being the best healer you can be. Getting rid of any shallow energy from yourself or others, being able to dive in deeper and have more intimate connections with people without being so afraid of the past repeating itself. Because at this point, you have much better boundaries and you're feeling better about yourself. You are standing your ground more firmly. Continuing to do that and building some more intimate, close bonded connections. You are definitely regenerating, you're healing, you're growing. And this healing, love, light, and joy that you bring to this world, it's not only you that you're doing that for, you are bringing this to the world around you, and you are healing so many people around you just by your freedom, just by your individuality, or your beautiful energy of being able to see things from a higher perspective, being able to see things from multiple sides, being able to understand things to a very high degree. You're very intelligent, you're very playful, bubbly, joyful, happy-go-lucky, and all of that beauty that you have inside of you is bringing so much beauty to the world around you. You impact the world around you to a far higher degree than you feel is even possible, let alone than you notice. Because you probably only notice 10% of what you feel is possible. And what you feel is possible is only about 50% of what you actually bring to this world. You are fucking amazing, and you bring so much beauty to this world. Dragonflies are also about renewed life and bringing things back to life. And a lot of what you do is bringing things back to life. As you are breaking free from your own vices and challenges, you are inspiring others to do the same in their life and to really follow their own unique life path as you have done. Instead of feeling like the rest of the world should have a say in what they're doing, they are now more happy just being themselves, and vice versa. You are feeling that way as well, working very happily towards whatever makes you the happiest and on whatever makes you the happiest, really being a light in the lives of others. You've been freeing yourself and gaining so much wisdom, so much knowledge, so much of the ability to be able to fly with faith, freedom, fierceness, instead of feeling trapped or stuck or weighed down. You've definitely been through so fucking much, but everything that you have been through, you have kept your eyes on this light of hope in front of you, to be able to free yourself and to be able to have new beginnings, regardless of how badly things have ended in the past. There is definitely new beginnings coming in for you. Some of them with those same people that things ended badly with. And now that you've learned new things and they've learned new things and you come back together, both of you are going to be seeing things from different perspectives, and you're really going to be able to come to a solid middle ground and figure things out. Your communication is going to be very important at this time too. The hard work that you've been doing with faith, joy, happiness in your heart and in your soul is all paying off very big dividends right now. So, in between messages, once again, if you guys wanted to be able to purchase a question or if you wanted to be able to donate, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, Amazon wishlist all in the description box below. And thank you guys so much for doing that, or for any of the likes, shares, comments, or subscribes on this channel or my other channel. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that. It means the world to me, and you guys make a much bigger impact than you know of when you do those things. For any of the spiritual workers and leaders on here, we all are only here because of the people watching us and the people that are supporting us. So thank you for that. Picture for Mom. I love you. My daughter drew this for me earlier this year. I love this one too. She drew a rose, and it says, it has an arrow pointed to the rose, the bud on it. Challenges that she faces. P.S. She always overcomes them. And this is me, the stem with the thorns and the leaves here. A stem so strong can hold a bud so beautiful. So, everything that is coming your way you can face. You have enough strength to be able to overcome. You have enough strength to be able to take care of it. And when it comes to people trying to attack you or lash out at you, you have your own thorns to defend yourself, just like a rose bush has thorns. Everyone has their own ways to defend themselves. And you have learned very effectively how to defend yourself. So you have no need to worry about what's coming your way and whether or not you're going to be able to handle it, because you are going to be able to handle it. And there are so many people around you who see this within you and who know that you are going to be able to make it through anything. You are inspiring so many people, and so many people look up to you. People see you that you don't even know are seeing you, because you may be very mired in your own things, but there are people who are appreciative of everything that you are, who support you, who love you, who feel like you can make it through anything, and who are rooting for you, even if they're not showing it to your face. Even if you're not seeing it in any way. Rising up. Coming out of darkness, time to clear away and clean this mess. Standing up to fight this fight, my ancestors fill me with spiritual might. I hear the call to action today, head held high as I turn away. Walking away from those who hurt me, working hard till I am free. Standing my ground and expressing myself. No more time on an invisible shelf. Walking forward, looking back, there is nothing that I lack. Holding my own this time around, my energies I have the power to ground. 225:21. So, you have definitely walked away from a lot of things that have brought you down, or are currently walking away from a lot of things that have brought you down. A lot of people that have been using you or abusing you, or that have been just doing things that are not good for your mental health, things like that. People that you can't be around because they're stuck in this lower vibrational energy, stuff like that. And once again, there could definitely be a lot of these connections that are getting ready to come back together, because these people have worked their own way out of their darkness, and you guys have worked your way out of your own darkness. And so now that you guys have both found the light, and you had to go on this journey separately so that you could learn these things, but you may be coming back together with some of the people that you love and hold very dear to your heart, that you thought you may never have a relationship or connection to again. Right now, you are rising up out of the ashes, being reborn as this beautiful phoenix. If you had the entire world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say? If you're looking for a writing topic, this is a very good writing topic. Take some time today to do that. If you had the entire world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say? What I decided to answer that with: treat all life as you would wish to be treated. Have respect for the land and for the creatures, big and small. Love each other. We are all the same in far too many ways to allow the differences to divide and destroy us. There's actually a poem on my other channel calling a fight for war a fight for peace that fits this very well. And differences. There's ones called differences too that fits this pretty well. Just as good people defend their young and their own lives, animals do the same. Well, at this point, some have stopped and started hiding instead from the endless cruelty of man and woman who have repeatedly boasted over their senselessness and brutal murder of another life for no reason. I'll put it this way. How would you feel if someone did that to your family or to your dog? Like the teenage boys who had been caring for wolves for years, only to find them butchered and left for dead and to rot, because Idaho has decided to allow this destruction of a species that was extremely close to extinction because of previous heinous acts. Repeating the past mistakes is not the way forward. Animals were domesticated by love, care, and collaboration. Free animals could act the same way with different treatment. Yes, they could. But, people don't feel like they need them at this point. At the point when they started domesticating wolves and created dogs, people felt like they needed them. They were there to help them hunt. They were there to help them watch their herds of animals when they started animal husbandry and stuff like that. So, anyway, there was these boys a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, year and a half ago. They had been caring for these wolves for, I want to say it was like 7 years, and they were 15 years old. They had been caring for these wolves, and it was a family of wolves. There was 4 or 5 of them, 2 adults and a couple children. And people literally came and butchered those wolves on their property and left them there to rot, because it's legal now to do that here. Can you imagine losing your best friend of that long? Because somebody just senselessly murdered that creature and called it evil? Because they called it evil? What's more evil? That creature that was hunting to provide for its family? Or the creature that came along and butchered a family for no fucking reason other than to leave it laying in the sun to rot? Ask yourself that for a minute. That's what I would say to the world if I had 30 seconds. Things like that. Someone new is coming in for you. Enjoy life more, live a little, take some risks for once. No more hiding from the spotlight. You shine so bright. Never hide that energy. When you shine from within, you will attract someone who shines just as bright as you do. But it requires you to take off every single mask, even that last one that guards your vulnerable heart. We protect our heart in so many ways. It's time to stop protecting your heart and to start living from it instead. Throw the game to get the win. I mentioned this poem earlier in this reading, and I love that it came out today. So, winning and losing is all that matters. When you do that, your love batters. Set your pride aside. Your heart now confide. No more lies across your lips. Poison from your tongue drips. Ease the pain of your pride and tell the truth of what you lied. So right now, it is time to come clean, and it is time to remove the masks. It's time to be you, and it's time to throw the fucking game. There's no more game to play here. The only way to get this win is by throwing the game away and just deciding to be yourself. Pure and simple, yourself. Don't give your power away. I don't share all for a reason. Most people only last for a season. I never share the private side unless I feel you're along for the ride. I can see true intentions. I know when there are rising tensions. I share a lot that most wouldn't dare. My life story I proudly wear. The deepest me is what you'll have to earn. Betrayal has left its burn. Value for myself was the lesson it blazed. Self love and respect were definitely raised. I will always give it another shot. Fear of connection is strongly fought. Rise from the ashes for a new day. Dust myself off and head out to play. So that's the energy that you are coming into, the energy of being able to get up and do it all again, regardless of what has happened before. And also being a little less on edge when it comes to meeting new people, being a little less defensive, feeling like you have to hide a little less, and feeling like it's okay to just put everything out there because who gives a shit if everybody knows everything anyway? You know, there are so many things that people know about me that I probably don't even remember people know about me because I've mentioned them on this channel or because I've mentioned them to people when I've been helping them work through things that they're working through, stuff like that. And who cares if everybody knows all of that? I don't give a shit. Now, as far as the more vulnerable, loving, goofy part of me, sometimes it's been a little bit harder for people to reach that, but I've been bringing it out more and more. And those are the walls and those are the masks that you've been wearing to protect that inner being that need to start coming down so that you can make more intimate, strong, and long-lasting connections. Because when you're not in your own energy, when you're in the energy of somebody protecting your energy, then you're not creating intimate connections. You're creating false connections with a false part of yourself that you're using to protect the real you underneath. So it's time to start being more of the real you that you hide away out of vulnerability and fear. Healing, true healing of the mind, body, and soul. Water. Work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. Safe and happy travel, protection from harm when journeying. So, believe, have faith, and trust in the protection that you have. When you are on this journey, you are very protected. Water healing. One of my favorite versions of water healing is when I'm taking a shower. That same session we did at the beginning of this reading, I do that same thing in the shower where I allow all the water in the shower to run down and over me. And as it does, I imagine all of the negative lower vibrational energies and entities being washed off and away down the drain. I pray for the water to be blessed and for that water to bless me. And I allow all of that to just fall away and all my muscles to relax as I'm doing that. And then I call back all the pieces of my own energy, my own soul throughout time and space back home to me. And I see them coming back in and filling me up with light. And then I protect that energy with something around the outside of it. I like to use a crystal ball. I can still see out, but nothing can get in. And then little pieces of mirrors so that it can send back anything negative coming my way. That's one of the best forms of water healing and protection you can do. But there is many different forms of protection and healing that you can use water for. Water is extremely healing, and our bodies are made up of mostly water as well. So the intentions and the energy that you put into that water when that water's coming into you are going to come into you too. When you take the time to put some salt in there, or when you take, then that salt can protect you as well. Salt is a form of protective magic. And then when you put lavender in there, that is for calm and peace, stability. When you put a little bit of orange oil or a little bit of lemon oil in there, that brings you happiness, joy, positivity. It brings you up and out of depression, and it makes you feel good about your life. It makes you feel vital and strong and solid. And it really makes you feel a lot more confident having that happiness and joy inside of yourself. So there's many different ways that you can add things to your water to help that water to heal you even more. Hi, Zenny. Today I'm doing $10 a question. So if you send payment through my PayPal or Cash App, there's a link in the description box below for those. Then I will take care of your question. Every month I do one free question session the first week of the month, and I did that earlier on Tuesday this week. So you can also hit the notification button so that you know when I'm doing that, and come back next month for that as well. Faith and gratitude. Thank you for guiding me through this time. I felt you deserved a rhyme. The universe is here with me. I am never alone, I finally see. Thank you for synchronicity, for opening up to simplicity, for helping me to ground my power or being with me hour after hour, for watching over me with care. The comfort I find from you is rare. My angels always here with me. My ancestors help me to see. My spiritual team, you make me beam. You remind me to stay humble when I fumble, to forgive myself for any fallbacks, to help me see that nothing lacks. I have all that I need, especially now that I've been freed. So, a lot of you are coming into this energy of being freed, feeling a lot more faith, a lot more trust, a lot more gratitude in everything that's going on around you. You're really starting to notice the connection. And even when you're alone, you are no longer feeling alone because there's always connection. And if all you have to do is reach out to see that connection, you're really starting to feel a lot more like there's synchronicities around you. You may be seeing a lot of things right now that really are very synchronized, and there's no way you could ever explain it away with a coincidence. It's like that blatant, this is right here, and you cannot deny this anymore. Kind of like that time that that guy was talking about driving off that bridge and the radio started playing, ain't gonna drown in the water, 'cause the good Lord ain't bringing me home. How do you deny that shit? You can't deny that shit. They're fucking right there telling me, don't even be afraid of this joker. Fucking laugh at his bullshit because we got your back. And you know this already. And that's when I started laughing and he's looking at me like I'm fucking nuts. But here's the thing. I know I'm not dying today. And if you drive off there, you're dying. Sorry. That's the way it is. And that's all I needed for that faith to fill me again instead of that fear. Because you can't deny that. You cannot deny those messages, those signs, and those synchronicities that are coming into you daily to let you know that you're not alone and that you can face whatever comes your way and that you will succeed. Breaking the cycles of the past, releasing the things that no longer serve, allowing yourself to communicate in a way that brings changes as well. Feeling very balanced in your masculine and in your feminine energy, your shadow and your light side, feeling okay with the fact that you stand out and that you're different. Look how many people fucking love zebras. They are the weirdest creature on this fucking earth. And yet, look how many people love them. Your differences are something to be celebrated, loved, cherished, to be seen as beautiful. And right now, you may be expanding your mind so much more and your consciousness so much more to be able to accept not only yourself, but everyone else's weirdness, everyone else's eccentricities, everyone else's differences. There are so many different cultures, so many different ways of believing in this world. There's over 589 religions on this fucking planet right now. You don't have to believe what everyone else believes. And yeah, there's going to be people who hate you, but there's going to be people who hate you no matter what you decide to do. And there's going to be people who love you no matter what you decide to do. So you might as well do what you actually feel like you should be doing and where you actually feel good in being or thinking or believing. That's what you should be doing because that is what will bring you the most happiness, not the people that are around you in that time. But even then, the people that are around you, you're going to feel a lot more closely bonded to because you're going to be being more of your authentic self instead of whoever you feel. And making all of these changes you're making right now, it's bringing a lot of happiness, joy, and abundance into your life and into the lives of everyone that you touch. You're spreading this love and this happiness and this joy like a wildfire. Just like people spread their misery, you can spread your kindness, love, joy, and happiness as well. It's just as contagious. People don't talk about it all the time, but it is just as contagious to spread that joy, that love, that kindness, and happiness. So be at peace with your decisions to believe in your dreams and to dream big, because dreaming big, there's nothing wrong with that. When you dream big and you don't settle for less, you generally tend to get the best that there is. There's also a need to make sure to check in on whether or not you might be being emotionally immature in certain situations as well, or on whether or not decisions are healthiest for you, or if you're making them out of some sort of need to remain chained down or stuck in the past, or some sort of need to heal or fix other people instead of just enjoying the good. And also remember that too much of anything can be bad. So everything in moderation when it comes to anything. And keep everything in balance when it comes to coming into this new connection. Keep everything in balance so that you can really be in your happiest, most peaceful state. And so that you're not overly giving or overly taking from any situation, or overly dedicating your time, energy, and efforts to one situation at the expense of everything else in your life. So really make sure that you are staying moderated and balanced when it comes to what you're putting out and what you're taking in your life right now. So since my phone is having some overheating issues, I'm going to let that be the closing message. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading today. I definitely enjoyed being here talking with you guys. I really do enjoy doing this in general. And if you guys did enjoy this, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a timestamp or donation, hit the little super thanks button, things like that. All that stuff is so appreciated, and thank you guys so much for that. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye bye, guys.